I'm not really an FPV pilot. I've never been an FPV pilot. I've never even really been super interested in learning how to be an FPV pilot.
Peter McKinnon's not gonna do it, so fine. I'll do it. I'll learn how to fly FPV. Drones, much like all technology these days, are becoming more and more accessible to just normal people like you and me, both in price, ease of use, and just overall availability. Now, I've flown plenty of drones, and basically all consumer drones give you pretty much the same experience. They hover on their own, they go up, down, left, right, whatever, but you don't see old Mike across the street with his DJI Spark getting shots like this. Yeah, that's not your average drone. There's an FPV.
What there? That's an RV.
FPV stands for first person view. You basically fly these things around with like these little VR looking goggles on, but it's not virtual, it's real. These are the crazy fast drones that you see people race with. It looks like they're just chilling in the metaverse, hopped up on some sort of crack rock that gives them insane reflexes. And I want that. Not to mention just the epic footage that you can get out of these things. So today, here and now, in front of the entire internet, or realistically the handful of people that watch these videos, I am learning to fly FPV. So if you want to see me crash drones probably over and over again, and maybe every now and then get some really dope shots, but also more often than that, teach you how to grow your online presence with the video, consider subscribing. Now look, when I decide to pursue something, I don't half-ass anything. I whole-ass it. When I was preparing to go on my very first backpacking trip, I did hours and hours and hours of research. Bought a few pieces secondhand, I borrowed a few things. I really didn't spend that much money at all, but I had a really great time on that first trip, just balling on a budget. But then a few weeks and like $700 later, I was on my second trip, having realistically just as good of a time, but feeling like an absolute unit in my fancy new gear. So I'm not about to spend $1,000+ on a fancy new FPV setup just to crash it. So I'm starting here. This is Liftoff. It was recommended by a ton of people online, and you can get it on Steam, which I already have and use anyways. Now, originally I was trying to do this with an old wired Xbox controller that I had laying around. We'll just say that it didn't go too well. And this is a super cheap, like $30 drone remote that has a USB-C port, so I can actually just plug it straight into my computer and use it that way. Now, eventually I'll probably upgrade to like a little mini drone that I can fly around the house and the yard, just to get the hang of the controls in real life, you know, before I go full send and build my own freestyle drone with a GoPro on top. But basically I'm making this video just to say, I'm gonna learn something new, and I wanna bring you along on the journey. So you should expect to see a few FPV shots in my videos here and there, maybe hopefully in the near future. And if you fly FPV, then you probably know a lot more about it than I certainly do. So go ahead and leave me some tips in the comments. Hopefully I won't crash on my very first flight. Now, if you wanna learn something new or make something or grow a business or something, I actually did a whole video about setting and achieving your goals for 2023. So check that out here, and I'll see you there.